Please start, madam.
Yeah. A very good morning to all. Myself, Dr. Rohini, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, Karnataka State Akkamadevi Women's University, Vijaypura. Thank you all for joining today's national webinar on image analysis using AI techniques. The webinar is hosted by the Department of Computer Science in association with HP Live. Let us start the event with a prayer song. I request Anita Bhajantri, MCA 5th sem student, to present a prayer song. Anita, please.
Okay, ma'am. या कुन्देन्तु तुषारहारदवरा या शुभ्रवस्त्रान्विता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवै सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापः ನುಡಿದರೆ ಮೂರ್ತಿನ ಹಾರದಂತಿರಬೇಕು ನುಡಿದರೆ ಮೂರ್ತಿನ ಹಾರದಂತಿರಬೇಕು ನುಡಿದರೆ ಮಾಣಿಕ್ಯದ ದೀಪ್ತಿಯಂತಿರಬೇಕು ನುಡಿದರೆ ಮಾಣಿಕ್ಯದ ದೀಪ್ತಿಯಂತಿರಬೇಕು ನುಡಿದರೆ ಮೂರ್ತಿನ ಹಾರದಂತಿರಬೇಕು ನುಡಿದರೆ ಮೂರ್ತಿನ ಹಾರದಂತಿರಬೇಕು ನುಡಿದರೆ ಸ್ಫಟಿಕದ ಸಲಾಕೆಯಂತಿರಬೇಕು ನುಡಿದರೆ ಸ್ಫಟಿಕದ ಸಲಾಕೆಯಂತಿರಬೇಕು ನುಡಿದರೆ ಲಿಂಗ ಮೆಚ್ಚಿ ಅಹುದಹುದೆನ್ನಬೇಕು ನುಡಿದರೆ ಲಿಂಗ ಮೆಚ್ಚಿ ಅಹುದಹುದೆನ್ನಬೇಕು ನುಡಿಯೊಳಗಾಗಿ ನಡೆಯದಿದ್ದರೆ ನುಡಿಯೊಳಗಾಗಿ ನಡೆಯದಿದ್ದರೆ ಕೂಡಲ ಸಂಗಮ ದೇವನೆಂತೊಲೆವನು ಕೂಡಲ ಸಂಗಮ ದೇವನೆಂತೊಲೆವನು ನುಡಿದರೆ ಮೂರ್ತಿನ ಹಾರದಂತಿರಬೇಕು ನುಡಿದರೆ ಮೂರ್ತಿನ ನುಡಿದರೆ ಮೂರ್ತಿನ ನುಡಿದರೆ ಮೂರ್ತಿನ ಹಾರದಂತಿರಬೇಕು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್.
Thank you, Anita, for a lovely prayer song. On behalf of the Department of Computer Science and organizing team, I take this opportunity to welcome Chief Patron of the event, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, Professor Onkar Gowda Kakde, who is with us amid his busy schedule. On behalf of the organizers and participants, I welcome you, sir. I welcome patrons of the event, respected Registrar Ma'am, Professor R. Sunandama, Registrar Evaluation, Professor P.G. Tarsad Sir, and Finance Officer, Professor Vijaya Korishetty Ma'am. I wholeheartedly welcome the keynote speaker of the webinar, Professor Umapad K. Pal, and invited speakers, Professor P.S. Hiremat Sir, Professor K.V. Kare Sir, and Dr. R. Shrivar Mangai Ma'am, who will be imparting valuable knowledge with us. Warm welcome to all the faculty members, graduate, postgraduate students, and research scholars of various universities and institutions for joining. The first national webinar on image analysis using AI techniques aims to provide a comprehensive knowledge of research to faculties and researchers in the areas of image processing and pattern recognition using artificial intelligence techniques. The webinar will serve as a forum to the participants to gain advanced knowledge in the field of research. Now I request Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir of Karnataka State Akka Mahadevi Women's University, Vijaypura, Karnataka, to deliver inaugural address. Over to you, sir. Due to some technical reason, Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir is about to connect with us. So we will wait for 30 seconds, I guess. Yeah, now Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir is with us. So now I request Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir, Professor Onkar Goda Kakade, to deliver inaugural address. Meanwhile, the Vice Chancellor, Sir, connects us. There are few of the instructions to the participants. If the participants have any questions during the presentation of the session, please type them in the comment section of the YouTube video. The technical support, Dr. Rajshekhar, will bring them at the end of the presentation, and we will also have the time for discussion at the end of every session. And the day one of a national webinar will be having the two sessions. The first session will be delivered by Professor Umapad K. Pal, and the second session will be delivered by Professor P.S. Hiremat sir.
Is it audible?
Yes, sir, it is audible, and I welcome you for this webinar. And please over to you, sir, for inaugural address.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can start, sir. I request Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, to deliver inaugural address. Is it audible, sir? Hello, sir. Is it audible? By the time our Honorable Vice Chancellor sir joins us, I would like to give a brief introduction about our university. I take this opportunity to make use of the time. Karnataka State Akamadevi Women's University, Vijaypura. It is established in the year 2003 in the city of Vijaypura, formerly known as Bijapur. It is the only women's university in the Karnataka state dedicated exclusively for women's education with a vision empowerment of women through education. The university has accredited B grade by NAC and it is a recipient of 4 stars in KSERF ranking. The university has 4 PG centers and 164 women's colleges of Karnataka are affiliated to this university. University offers 32 PG courses, PG diploma and certificate courses in the faculties of Arts, Commerce and Management, Social Science, Science and Technology, and Education. To build a strong foundation in the areas of computer science, Department of Computer Science offers PhD, MPhil, MS in Computer Science programs along with AICT approved MCA program. The vision of the Department of Computer Science is empowering women with competent knowledge and skills that make them global innovative leaders in the field of computer science and technology in a myriad of application areas, advanced study and research. The department has state-of-art infrastructure, laboratory facilities, and highly qualified and experienced faculties to impart quality education. So this is the brief introduction about the university and the department. Yeah. Now, I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, Professor Onkar Gada Kakde, to deliver the inaugural address.
Sir.
Okay, okay.
He is with us on the audio. Yes, sir, please, sir.
Good morning to all. Once again, I welcome all the resource persons and participants to this national webinar. It is a matter of great privilege to inaugurate this 2 days national webinar on image analysis using artificial intelligence techniques organized by Department of Computer Science, Karnataka State Akkamadevi Women's University, Vijaypura, in association with HP Life. In the beginning, I would like to congratulate and wish all the best to the Department of Computer Science. Professor G.C. Rajput, Chairperson, Department of Computer Science, being the organizing secretary, has been working efficiently for the conduct of this webinar along with his team. My greetings to all the members of the Department of Computer Science. Image analysis is the extraction of meaningful information from images, mainly from digital images by means of digital image processing techniques. There are many different techniques used in automatically analyzing images. Examples of image analysis techniques in different fields include 3D object recognition, image segmentation, motion detection, example single particle tracking and video tracking. The application of digital image analysis are continuously expanding through all the areas of science and industry, including astronomy, such as calculating the size of a planet, automated species identification, defense, medicine, microscopy, automatic number plate recognition, remote sensing, and security. There are immense opportunities to implement artificial intelligence-based image processing. It depends on how you want to make the most out of it. For example, artificial intelligence powered image recognition uses compute vision to make sense of input received so it can be categorized. Real world examples includes driverless cars use a combination of image recognition and computer vision to identify other vehicles, pedestrians, and road signs. Google image search present an image or URL and the search engine will show you all instances on the web where the image has been used. The webinar aims to highlight the advances in image analysis using artificial intelligence techniques. Renowned researcher Professor Umapad Pal from ISI Calcutta, who is going to deliver keynote address. Professor K.V. Kale from Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University, Aurangabad. Professor P.S. Hiremat from KLE Technologies University, Hubli, and Professor R. Srivara Mangai from University of Mumbai are going to share their research experiences in the field. I wish the webinar a successful event with fruitful discussions by participants with invited resource persons. Thank you one and all.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Now, without any further delay, we will move towards the keynote address of the webinar. Before we move, there are few instructions to the participants. Once again, I repeat, if the participants have any queries during the presentation, please type them in the comment section of the YouTube video. At the end of the session, the technical support, Dr. Rajsekhar will take them, and we will have time for the discussion at the end of every session. Now I request Professor Gigi Rajput sir, Chairperson, Department of Computer Science, to introduce keynote speaker of the session 1. Over to you, sir.
Very good morning to all of you. At the outset, let me welcome again our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Onkar Gowda Kakade sir, Professor Umapad Pal, Professor Hiremat sir, and my fellow colleagues, and all the participants to this webinar on image analysis using artificial intelligence technique. I thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor and Registrar for all their encouragement and support in conducting this webinar. It's my immense pleasure to introduce today's chief guest, Professor Umapad Pal, who is going to deliver keynote address. Professor Umapad K. Pal, IAPR Fellow, Professor and Head, Computer Vision and Pattern Recognition Unit, Indian Statistical Institute, Kolkata, India. He has significant research contributions in document image analysis. In 2003, he received ICDR Outstanding Young Researcher Award from International Association for Pattern Recognition. He is also recipient of JSPS Fellowship from Japan government in 2005-2006. In 2008, 2011, and 2012, Dr. Paul received visiting fellowship from Spain, France, and Australia government. Dr. Umapad Pal has been serving as General Program Organizing Chair of many conferences, including International Conference on Document Analysis and Recognition, International Conference on Frontiers of Handwritten Recognition, International Workshop on Document Analysis and Systems, Asian Conference on Pattern Recognition, and so on. He is a fellow of International Association of Pattern Recognition. Professor Paul's research interests includes pattern recognition, document image analysis, handwritten document recognition, multi-script OCR system development for Indian languages, video document analysis, word spotting, biometrics, and signature verification. He has published more than 341 research papers in various international journals, conference proceedings, and edited volumes. At present, he is serving as associate editor of many journals, including pattern recognition from elsewhere, pattern recognition letters from elsewhere, ACM transactions on Asian and low resource language information processing, International Journal of Document Analysis and Recognition, and IIT Biometrics. So with this brief introduction of Professor Umapad Pal, I once again wholeheartedly welcome Professor Umapad Pal to this particular webinar, who has long been associated with us since my stay with my colleagues Professor Hiremat sir and Professor Dandra sir in Gulbarga University. He has supported a lot along with the faculty of University of Mysore Department of Computer Science, Professor Nagbhushan sir, Professor Hemant Kumar, and Professor Guru. So, who has made it possible that in Gulbarga University we came up with a good research in image analysis and document recognition. Sir, thank you once again and welcome you. And over to you, sir, with a request to deliver keynote address, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Rajput. So, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Hello. Okay. So, thank you, Professor Rajput, for my brief overview about this. And yes, it is really good to see all of you, because I think we had a long collaboration, or we generally meet every year, perhaps maybe last 15 years, with Professor Hiramat, Professor Rajput, Professor Nagabhushan. But anyway, so today I will give you a brief introduction about my research topic, some of my research topics, but mostly that application-oriented talks. And let me give you the screen sharing first, and then I will come back. So are you getting now my screen?
So not yet we got.
Sorry, Professor Rajput, are you getting my screen?
Not yet, sir.
Okay, just a moment.
So you just need to open the PPT in the background.
Yes, it is open. Are you getting now?
Not yet, sir. You are not yet shared.
Oh, not yet share. It's already
Yeah.
shared. It's saying it
Sir, if
is
your
shared.
PPT is, no, sir, it is not yet shared here.
Okay, just a moment. Let me check. So screen share once more.
Yeah, sir. In the application window, it will be showing.
Yes. And now I'm going here. So are you getting me now? The screen? Hello? What happens?
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, have you opened the PPT in the background?
Yes, I have opened that. Can
Yes,
you
sir. Then
check
the
now?
Hello.
This is Umapada. Okay, so just let me close this thing. I don't know, there is some problem. Maybe, so just open. Okay, and now I'm just going there. Okay, and I'm just showing the screen, right? Okay, this one. Yeah, yeah, share your screen, then application window, right? Yes, so I think it should be okay, right? It's okay? Oh, yeah, very good. Hello, I'm sorry. So are you getting my PPT now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, so today I am planning to give you some recent applications of pattern recognition and computer vision. So you will see how we are using this subject, the pattern recognition or computer vision, in our daily life. So we are using more or less everywhere, not only in some of the computer related problems, but also it is used in economics, in medical. So as Vice Chancellor mentioned, that we have this topic has many important applications. Okay. So before start, I just want to know, Professor Rajput, how long, that means how much time I can get it? But we are already delayed.
45 minutes you can take up, sir.
45 minutes, right? Okay.
Yeah, please, sir.
So that means up to 12:30, right? Anyway, let me give you some overview of that. So thanks, Professor Rajput, because he already mentioned many of my research activities. So I just want to tell something about that. Recently, we have started a new journal called SN Computer Science. That means S for Springer, N for Nature. It is a Springer and Nature joint collaboration. So SN Computer Science, and I am the co-editor in chief of this journal. So if your research is more or less complete, maybe if you want, you can submit some of the papers in our journal. Okay. And if you want to get information about the journal, you can just search SN Computer Science in the Google, and you will get everything from this. Okay. Yeah. Before giving the talk, I just want to tell you I have many international collaborations, and of course I have many national collaborations. And some of my international collaborations is with Mie University, Japan, Computer Vision Center, University Autónoma de Barcelona, Spain, Jobbik University, that is in Norway, University of Tours, that is in France, University of Technology, Sydney, which is Australia, University of Malaya, that is Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, Nanjing University, China, East China Normal University, that is ECNU, that is Shanghai, China. And also recently we started collaboration with Oxford University. So sometimes with my collaborator, we will some opening in research associate or maybe postdoc. So if you think that you are eligible for example, currently I have a position for research, that means a junior research fellow, and that is in Malaysia. So if you think that your CV is good enough and you are interested for that, so let me know, and then I can forward that. Okay. So thank you very much, and now I will come to my topic for this recent application of computer vision and pattern recognition. So I know since you are joining this webinar, and that is that image analysis using AI technique, so I'm sure most of the participants has some idea about the image processing or pattern recognition, right? So at least you know image. So I am assuming that you know what is image. Okay. So basically, all this application is based on image or video. Okay. So you know, if you use your laptop or if you use your mobile and just take an image, any scene or any other things, and then you will get the image. So that is the input for our system. Similarly, we can have a video. So you can have lots of video, and that is also input for our this topic. Okay. So I just give you here briefly some application. So where you are using or where we are using the pattern recognition and also image processing or computer vision in our research topic. Okay. So first topic, let's say it is parcel sorting using robots. So what is parcel sorting? So as you know, nowadays we are always using that online portals like Amazon or some other to buy something, to buy fruits, to buy garments, to buy some electronic items, any item. Generally, we are buying from internet. So that means when they are delivering, so it's like a parcel, right? So you can see that number of parcel is increasing day by day, and it's increasing heavily. And perhaps you know nowadays we don't use postal document for sending information from one country to another, right? Because we are always using our mobile, we are using our laptop by email or SMS or WhatsApp or WeChat, something we contact. But we hardly write the letters where we supposed to write or where generally wrote all these things maybe 10, 15 years ago, right? And nowadays we are more or less all are online. So for example, you see today's talk is online. I am in Kolkata and you are in Karnataka or different parts of Karnataka and you are hearing that one, right? But you can see nowadays the number of parcel is heavily increasing. So let's see, maybe I'll just give you a small demonstration where you can see how the parcel sorting system has been developed. So what parcel sorting system means? That means, you see, nowadays many parcels are coming. So if human being can sort this one, it will take lots of time. That means the item will not be delivered properly. It will take lots of time. So instead of manual sorting, is it possible to sort the parcel based on the address written on the parcel automatically? Yes, it's possible. There are systems. In fact, I visited China 2018 and 19, and I visited their postal or parcel sorting system, that office where I have seen that parcel sorting. So I'll show you one video, maybe you will get the idea. So let me try to share that one. Just a moment, please. Okay. Just 1 second, I'm just coming there. So just I want to check. Are you getting this video now?
Not it, sir.
You're not getting
Sir,
that one.
stop on sharing this, and again you have to new share.
So I have to stop that one, right?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, I'm just stopping the earlier one,
Yeah,
and
sir.
now again I'm
You have to
just
share that one.
okay. And so can you check now.
I didn't get, sir. Yeah, sir, I got it.
Okay, so maybe I'll just run one more.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can see here some small robots. So they are carrying that parcel and they are putting the parcel in the appropriate box. Appropriate box means each box is going to the particular city. So let's say it is going to Mumbai, it is going to Bangalore, it is going to Calcutta, one of these boxes. Let's say. So every city has its own box, and that small robots, so they are taking that parcel and they are putting that parcel into the particular box. So how they are selecting this particular box? Actually, on the top of the parcel, there is an address. So what this system is doing, so there is a scanner. The scanner will scan the address on the top of the parcel, and based on the address recognition, that robot will go to that particular box, that means particular city name, and the robot will drop that parcel into that particular box. That means the robot is doing the sorting instead of the manual sorting. Okay, so maybe I'll just give you a bigger demonstration. Maybe you can get the idea of that. And just come back here. Are you getting this demonstration now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you can see here, so how these big parcels are going through the belt, and you can see many at a time, right? And I'll show you later that when it is going to deliver, that means when each of the parcel is putting on the robot, so there is a scanner, and the scanner will scan the image on the parcel, and based on that recognition result, robot should know where or which box the robot will put the document there. Okay, so maybe I'll just run once more. You can see here. Yeah. So here you can see. You see this white part. Basically, this white part of the address. So there is a scanner camera here. The camera will read this address, and based on the recognition, it will just ask that particular robot to go to a particular box, and then robot will drop that parcel in that particular box. So that is the idea. So you can see how that machine learning technique or artificial intelligence techniques are used for this real life application. So what are those? What are doing actually? So we are scanning the image. That means we are getting the image from the parcel, and from the image we are just use a system, that means a recognition system, let's say postal automation or maybe parcel recognition system, and that parcel recognition system will recognize the address or maybe city name, and based on that the robot will be synchronized and robot will go to that particular box for the dropping. Okay, so same concept. Maybe I'll show you the other one, other demonstration. Maybe you can see here. So can you see this one, this demonstration? It is a different one.
Yes, sir, we can see.
Okay, so you can see here, this is actually postal sorting. That means postal automation. You see, these are, there are several postal documents, a small postal document, but it is not the parcel. It is not the big one. So you don't need a robot to carry that big parcel from one place to another. So here, actually, it is the postal automation. That means based on the address you have written on the postal document, so the postal document will be sorted according to the address you have written. So it's key how fast this system is scanning, and one by one is going, and then after reading the address, the document will be sorted into different bin, or let's say different city name, and accordingly you can see how fast it is going. It's a very fast. You cannot believe if you can't see in your eyes. You see, automatically it is coming into this box, some of them, and some of again going to some other places. So because it is a huge system, because there are many city name, right? So you can see how it is going. So you can see different path, and that particular postal document will follow the particular path based on the address written on the postal document. And later you can see how the postal document will be stored into different bins. So you can see here, so there are, you see how it is going one by one. Here, and now you can see it is stored here. So this is the bin for different city name, and the document will be stored into that particular city name, and then people will just come and take all the bin and they will put all the document into the particular city, and you can see it is already sorted. Okay, so it's a huge system, and mostly in India also we have three system, but in abroad there are many systems. Each of the big cities, they have a big system where all the postal documents are sorted automatically, not manually. Okay, so you got the idea. So what we are doing actually, so we are recognizing the address, and based on the address, the document is sorted and it will put into the particular destination address. Okay, so no need of human interaction. So this is one sort of application of AI technique in our daily life. So maybe I will come back now for my talk. So let's say I'm just coming back to. So I'm just sharing this one. Okay, so I hope that you are getting my screen, right? The PPT. Okay, so are you getting my PPT now?
Yes, sir, we are getting, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So first one is parcel sorting using robot. So you got the idea how the robot can help us to sort different parcels. So parcel sometimes is very heavy, maybe 50 kilo, but still this small robot can help us. So they can carry this that heavier parcel, and they can put the parcel into the appropriate box. Okay, another recent application is AR writing. You see, AIR, AR. So AR writing. So what is the meaning of AR writing? So nowadays you can see we are using always my mobile, or our mobile, let's say, because we just write all the things in the mobile, right? So for example, when you are sending an email or SMS, you just watch or you just see the keypad and then you type there, right? But when you use your mobile from morning to evening, and if you watch your keypad always, the small character A, B, C, D, something, so it may affect your eyes, right? So instead, is it possible that instead of typing, or maybe instead of using your mobile keypad, is it possible that you write in the air, and then whatever you are writing in the air, machine or maybe your laptop will recognize and automatically, or maybe your mobile will recognize and automatically it will be stored, and you just press the send button or send key and it will go. You don't have to type, you just write in the air. So that's why this is one of the application is called air writing. That means you write in the air, you don't have to touch anything, you just write in the air, and then automatically whatever you are writing, it will store in your laptop or maybe your mobile, and it just you just send it by SMS or WhatsApp or maybe email as you like. Okay. So what is the concept here? The concept is, it is basically the writing recognition. So generally for writing, we use some pen and paper, right? But here you don't need that one. You just write in the air. So I am just writing means in the air you are just moving your hand. So based on your hand movement, we can know what you are writing. And automatically, air writing system can recognize that, and it can be stored in your mobile, and then you can just use this document to send your friend or maybe some other people through SMS, through mobile, through email or WhatsApp, as you like. Okay. So generally, how air writing works. So maybe I'll just give you. Let me check. I'll just come back quickly to that particular topic so that you can get some idea about air writing. Okay. Let's say I'm just coming to this one. Okay. So why we generally do for air writing? So air writing has many real applications like mobile application. So no need to type to keyboard to send the email or SMS. That means when you are sending SMS or email, you don't have to type to your keyboard. You just write in the air. That means you don't have to watch long time towards your mobile, right? So that will be good for your eyes. So you instead, what you can do, you just write in the air, and automatically whatever you are writing, that will be stored in your mobile or laptop. So this is one application that air writing. It will be good for your eyes. It also, for example, nowadays due to COVID, people don't want to touch anything, right? So here also, we don't need to touch any common public sensor. So for example, AR signature, we can we can develop a system AR signature. That means you don't have to sign on the paper or something. You just sign on the air. Automatically, your signature will be put there. Okay. So for example, if you travel abroad, you can see in the airport during immigration, sometimes they will take the photos of your face, fingerprint, and sometimes signature. So maybe some people nowadays, when they are traveling due to COVID, let's say, they don't want to touch something to write, right? So air signature or maybe air writing will be very helpful for this sort of scenario, where you don't have to touch a common device. Similarly, there are other applications. So people who don't deaf and dumb, that means the people who cannot speak, cannot hear. So we can, or normal, we means normal people can communicate with these deaf and dumb people easily. How? So for example, deaf and dumb people generally use their hand movement, right? So they use their hand gesture, and also they use their facial expression to communicate with other deaf and dumb people. So now we can, if we can devise or you can develop a device where that device can recognize based on your hand gesture, then we can easily know what the deaf and dumb people wants to convey us, right? So that means based on the hand movement, we can recognize using this air writing technique, and based on the recognition result, a normal people can know what the deaf and dumb people wants to convey us or wants to tell us, right? That means the air writing system can be used for sign language recognition. So similarly, medical application. For example, a doctor, he is in the operation theater and he wants to take some notes for his patient. But doctor has gloves, knife, everything, right? How he can write? Sorry. So is it possible the doctor will write in the air, although he has the gloves on in his finger or hand? So with these gloves, he just moves his hand, and based on the hand gesture, we can know what he wants to write based on this air writing. Okay, so air writing has many applications. So some of the applications like this, and now we can see how air writing generally works for us. So I'll just show you a small system here. You can see one of my students, he is writing, and that means he is moving his hand in the air by the small pen, and you can see the based on the pen color in the right side, we can know the movement of the pen. Right? Can you see that? So I am sure you are getting this one. That means my student is moving his hand in the air through a pen. So let's say he is using a pen of this blue color, and based on that, we are just getting how the pen is moving in the right side. And now, if we just consider only the topmost point of this pen, and if we just collect all the points of the topmost point of this pen, then we will have the information how he moved his hand during writing. And if we can recognize what he has written based on that coordinate, then we can know what he has written. So basically, here image, we have the image, but that image is nothing but the set of points. That means when we have a set of points, and based on this set of points, we can know what he is trying to recognize. Okay. So what is the idea? Idea is you are writing in the air, and based on the writing you are recognizing. So this is the air writing concept. Maybe I'll just give you a small demonstration. Let me check it. Yeah, you can see here. So you can see he is writing something. So you see how he is moving his hand, and in the right side is we can see what he has written 360, right? So in the left side he is moving his hand, and the right side we are just getting what he is writing, because we are taking the points of the topmost point of the pen, and that topmost point, if we connect those topmost points, then we will get this sort of structure. That means we can know what he is writing. I am sure that you are getting the idea. That means you are writing in the air, but you are getting the image. Okay. And now the idea is how to recognize that one. So as soon as you have this image, you can use normal handwriting recognition, because nowadays people develop many systems for handwriting. In fact, we have developed at ISI handwriting system for many languages. In fact, we have developed the handwriting system for postal automation. We have developed system for PIN code recognition. We have developed system for bank check recognition. So many system has been developed by us and other people, and where we can easily recognize what is writing. So if you want to know the recognition result, maybe I will come some of the system. Let's see. Oh, no. I thought it is there. Let me check if the document is there. Maybe let's see. No, it is recognition result is not here, but we have a very good accuracy for the recognition. If time permits, I will show you the system. Okay. Maybe I will go back to my talk. Maybe. Oh, sorry. There are many systems, but I don't want to tell many things because of the shortage of time. So this is AI writing. Similarly, we are working lots on automatic script or language reading. That means, so for example, I am in Karnataka and I don't know Kannada. So how I can know what it is written? So is it possible to use your mobile and that mobile will take the image of the Kannada script and it will convert into my own script, maybe English or Hindi or maybe Bangla. Then I can know what it is written. So those sort of system also we have developed a lot. So that is another application for this image analysis. Similarly, the mobile OCR. So it is similar to that language or script reading. So mobile OCR means you can use your mobile to recognize or to read books or to let's say read a newspaper, something like that. So what you can do, you just take the image of the newspaper from this mobile and then mobile system, that means people has developed the system for OCR. That OCR system will recognize that image, that means the newspaper image, and then if you pick or you can, if you develop a speaker or if you just connect a speaker, then automatically whatever recognized, we can get the sound. Then you can see the mobile will help you reading newspaper for you. You don't have to read, you just hear. That's all. This is called mobile OCR. So nowadays people are doing lots of work for drone-based application. You know the small drones. So we are doing also a lot of work on drone. So for example, one application is something like that. So let's say you are in a beach, in a, let's say is a good beach in Australia. But people wants to know whether there is a shark in the beach or not. So if the shark is dangerous, so how we can do that? So maybe, in fact, Australian government is doing something like that. So they are using drone. So drone is taking the image of the underwater images, and then they are analyzing that image and to recognize whether there is a shark or not. Okay. So if there is a shark, then maybe they will just announce the people, okay, so this is not a good time to go to the beach or something like this. Okay. We are also doing some sort of the drone-based work. So for example, in a parking system or maybe in a parking area, it's a huge parking area in abroad. If you go to the supermarket, you can see it's a huge parking lot. And we want to know whether the park has been done properly or not. If it is not done properly, then they have to give some fine. But camera-based system, just a static camera may not work properly. So what the people are trying to do now they are using a drone. So drone will move around and take the image, and based on the image, we will analyze and we can easily detect that which cars are not parked properly. So that means drone can tell us which cars are not gone which cars are not parked properly based on the drone image. And then what it can do, it will take the image of the number plate. That means every car has a number. So they will recognize the number, and based on the number, they will send a message to that owner of the car that your car was not parked properly and you have to pay this much fine. So everything is automated. So there are many other applications. So for example, face recognition, face recognition. So nowadays, in your mobile also you can use this system for as a password. Your face will be as a password. So face recognition is not the new area, but people are working maybe last 15 years or more. And nowadays, good face recognition system is available in the community. Okay. So I will not take much time for test recognition. Maybe I will give you some more important area, the new areas, to have some idea from it. So action recognition, that is also people are working for last few years. So action recognition means you have a video and you have to tell what type of action in the video is going on. That means people are dancing, or they are quarreling, or maybe they are jogging, or what they are doing. Okay, that is called action recognition. So what type of action is going on in the video or in the image? So basically, video is a set of image, let's say, right? So when you have a video, you have the sequence of images. So from the video, we have to know, or we have to tell what type of action that video is going on. Okay? Similarly, the people nowadays, we are getting many images in social media. So everybody using social media, right? So and people are getting many images every day. So people are doing Facebook, people are doing some other media. Many images are coming, but for example, we are getting some images, and somebody is putting that images in his media, right? So how we can know? So for example, maybe I'll just come this one. Let's say. So I am getting some images from a particular people and this sort of images. So how we can classify the images based on the activity of the images? That means how we can classify based on the behavior of these social media images. So you can see some image the people is giving some threatening, right? So this is called threatening images. So that means based on that we can know what type of images he is uploading. So for example, if I am uploading some images of depression, so then maybe we can get some idea that who is uploading these images, he has some mental problem. So people are working on this area, how to extract the information to get the behavior of the people who is uploading those images. So this is one sort of work the people have started recently, that is called behavior oriented social media image classification. And nowadays, in fact, people are working, and we are also working on baby monitoring. So what does mean? So meaning is, so for example, nowadays parents are very busy, right? So maybe they are going to the office, or maybe they are going to work somewhere, but their baby sometimes alone at home. So they want to know what baby is doing in every moment, although he is not at home, right? So what they are doing, they are using some computer vision technique, and based on this computer vision technique, they are getting the images from the baby, and if there is any abnormal activity of the baby, some alarm will be passed to the parents, and parents can know what he is doing now. I think you got the idea of what I'm planning to tell you that baby monitoring means. So baby monitoring means monitor the baby as soon as the baby is doing some unusual activity, it is in danger position. So some alarm will be given to the parents. Okay. And in fact, we have a project. This is the we have the project from Norway. So we are working on that baby monitoring system. That means automatically we can take the images of the baby and we analyze the images, and based on the analysis we can generate some alarm when necessary. So for example, baby is sleeping, no need to send alarm, right? But when the baby is going to near water or maybe near fire, something like that, so we can send alarm. Okay, baby is going something there, so maybe it will be dangerous. So please take care, something like this. Okay, so maybe I'll just go to the other topic because we don't have enough time. So quickly, I have to tell about this. Nowadays, people are working lots on brain computing. So what do you mean by brain computing? That means the computation of the brain signal. So you know, in our brain there are millions of neurons, right? And you know a neural network. Maybe some of you know the neural network. So that is the concept in one of the, let's say, classifier, you can say, in pattern recognition concept. So brain computing means if we have a device like a cap, if we put the cap on the head, then the cap will generate some signal of your brain. And based on the signal, if we can analyze those signals, then we can analyze the behavior of that particular person. That is basically brain computing. So based on the brain signal obtained by a sensor, you can analyze the behavior of the people. So for example, today morning, you are just watching the newspaper, you are just reading the newspaper. And in the newspaper, you can see there are some advertisement of different type of car. Okay. And then if you see the car, when you will see a very good car, then you see you will enjoy that. Ah, it's a very nice car. That means your brain signal will give you different feedback. So for example, we can use this brain signal based image processing or brain signal based computer vision technique for automatic marketing from the car company. That means, for example, if you are using this the cap, that means that for the to collect the signal from the brain, then when you are seeing the advertisement, when you are looking at a very good car, you see you are very cheerful, right? That means your signal, brain signal, is different from the other. So that means based on the brain signal, that means based on this different brain signal, when you have in different position in the mental situation, then we can analyze and we can know that which model of the car you like. Okay, so people are working on this area. As I mentioned you that people are using that computer vision and pattern recognition technique or maybe the AI writing technique for sign language interpretation for deep and dumb. And today morning, your vice chancellor mentioned that automatic car driving. Yes, so people are working a lot on automatic car driving. So that means how the car drives automatically. No need of human for driving. So that means it is a computer vision technique. So when car is going on the road, so he have to see the background. Where is the road? Where is the edge of the road? Whether some other cars are coming or not. So all sort of things they have to analyze. So that means people are trying to develop the system where it can analyze the situation of the road, where is the edges of the road so that the automatic car will follow that one. Whether in the background there is any other car or whether the in the front of the car there is another car. So there are many issues and the people are trying to develop the system for car driving, automatic car driving. So as I mentioned earlier, that car number plate recognition, that means every car there is a number plate. So how the pattern recognition technique can be used for reading the car number plate. In fact, nowadays in most of the cities in India, we have the camera on the road, and that camera automatically recognizes which car is violating the speed. And the camera will take the image of that number plate and recognize and send an SMS to the police so that police can catch the car, or maybe police can find the car. Okay. So there are many applications of pattern recognition computer vision in this scenario. We are using lots of this pattern recognition in forensic data analysis. So for example, I have written some document and now I am saying, no, I didn't write that. But how to judge that I have written that one? That is called writer identification. So we already developed some system for writer identification. We have a very good system. So the system will automatically tell us whether this handwriting is from me or some other person. Who has written that one? Automatically we can decide the people. That is called automatic writer identification. So similarly, for example, you have a video and you change some part of the video. That means it is a forged one, is not the real one. So how to detect that one? How to detect which part are the forged one and which part of the video is the real one? So these sort of things are people are working on these areas. This is called forensic area. Similarly, people are doing lots of medical application. As I mentioned you, that everywhere we are using this pattern recognition and computer vision. So medical application, how to diagnose some disease. So that will be helpful for us, right? So for example, you are giving a chest X-ray, and then how to use this chest X-ray to decide COVID. You don't need to more sophisticated test for that. So people are doing lots of work to detect COVID based on the chest X-ray only. No need for other diagnosis. So similarly, people are doing lots of work for biometrics. So similarly, as I mentioned, the face is one of the biometrics. Similarly, people are doing for fingerprint. People are doing for signature. Many other areas. Similarly, people are doing work on video summarization. For example, you have a video, and then you have to tell, after watching the video, you have to tell what the video is doing. That means you have to generate a text, and that text will tell about the video. Okay. And recently, we started a very challenging work. That is the part of the pattern recognition work. That is automatic answer script evaluation. So, for example, uh, all the professors or maybe the teachers, they have to evaluate the answer script after the examination of the student, right? But there are a lot of work because you have to check every answer script and you have to give the marks. So it will take lots of time from all the teachers. So is it possible to develop a system or automatic system for the evaluation of the answer script through this PR, or that means pattern recognition or computer vision technique? So we have started some work on automatic answer script evaluation. So it is basically what we have to do. So as soon as the exam is over, you have to scan the papers. Even you can see now we are using the paper for writing the student. Maybe after few years, people have to write the answer on the laptop or maybe some device where you have to write the answer, not on the paper. So as soon as you will write on the device, it is like a slate, right? You just write on the device, and whatever you will write, it will be stored in your computer, and then that is our image, and we will process that image. Okay, so in the present scenario, what we can do, as soon as the people has written the answer on the paper, we scan the paper, we'll get the image. Then we will use different processing technique. That means, let's say, handwriting recognition technique to recognize what he has written. And after recognition, we will give the marks based on the quality of the writing. But how we can judge the quality? That is the very most one of the most important part. How we can know? For example, I have asked a student to write an essay on, let's say, tiger. But different people will write different essay on tiger. But you can see nowadays, when the examiner asks to write the essay, he also gives some keywords. That means you have to follow this keyword to write the essay. So maybe we can search this keyword and we can see whether those keywords is there in his essay or in his or her essay or not, and whether that keyword sentences is valid or not. That means we can know whether a sentence is valid or not. We can see there it is written properly. There is a verb, there is a subject, and it is a correct word. And you can know if you type in Microsoft Word, then you can know whether your sentence is correct or not. Even your word is correct or not. You can see some red marks if your word is spelled wrongly or if there is a typo. So similarly, we can develop the system that we can judge that sentences are correct or not, and sentences use some keyword or not, and also the sentences have valid meaning one by one. And if we can do that, then we can use this concept for automatic answer script evaluation, and we can give the marks based on it. Okay, so we have started this work on that. In fact, we have already done some small pieces of work based on short writing. Let's say if you write one sentence, it can automatically judge, okay, it is a correct answer or not. But you know, nowadays people are doing multiple choice. So there we don't have to do, you just click yes or no. But that is very different because multiple choice and the answer script evaluation is totally different thing. Answer script is really challenging thing. If we can develop a system, it has a real application. You see, you can reduce a lots of effort from the teacher towards this one. And not only that, and there is no biasness because that system will evaluate the answer script without any bias. Okay. So I think you got some of the idea. I'm sorry, I took some time. So maybe if you are interested to know some more technical things on this application, please let me know, because here I just gave you only the overview so that you can get the idea only. We cannot give the more technical things here. So if you are interested to know about the technical things, that means how actually the system is working, I'll be glad to pass you some paper so that you can go through and you can get the idea. And since I don't have enough time now, so I think it's better I will stop it. And if you have any question, I can just answer that one. And if you need any technical things, I will send you later. Okay. So I just give you the overview, what are the applications, so that if you want to start work, or if you want to know some state of the art of this sort of areas, you can know that. Okay. So thank you very much then, and let me know if you want to know more on that. Okay. Professor Rajput?
Yes, sir.
So I think people got the idea. There was no internet problem, right?
No, nothing. There was not a single piece of bit of interruption in between during your lecture, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
I'm glad to know that. But I gave only that some recent application of these areas.
Yeah.
But I am sure this will be helpful for the participant. Instead of giving more technical things in these 45 minutes, so I hope they got the idea, and if they are interested, they can go through some related paper, and then they can get the technical things more on that particular pieces of work. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, we had a very good brainstorming session from Professor Umapad Pal, who kindly gave his consent to deliver his keynote address on recent development in pattern recognition. He has not only shared his rich research experiences with demo on the work he has done. It was a very nice that not only he has used the PowerPoint presentation rather than a real demo he has shown in terms of pattern recognition. He talked a lot of area with regard to recent development in pattern recognition. So including many of them, that is partial sorting using robots, air writing, a very challenging area nowadays that is coming up, mobile OCR, which is open still today with lot of complexities that one can contribute to the development of mobile OCR, drone-based application, action recognition, another peculiar area, behavior-oriented social media image processing, and brain monitoring, right? So he touched upon forensic determination also, including several examples like writer recognition, that is automatic record recognition, how to identify the forced area in the entire video, right? And one of the most interesting thing that teachers need, automatic evaluating the answer script based on keywords. So not only he has shown us, he has enlightened us regarding the recent development with regard to all of these things. He has also invited all of us to get involved in any of these particular areas, and any queries and any discussion. So he has said he is always welcome. So to all those people involved in image analysis using pattern recognition, right? So lot of work he has done with regard to pattern recognition with recent machine learning techniques here. So on behalf of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Omkar Gowda Kagre sir, on behalf of our Registrar, so Professor Sunandama Madam, on behalf of myself and my colleagues, and behalf of all our participants here, so I wholeheartedly thank Professor Umapad Pal for giving such a nice lecture, and so throwing upon so many research areas so that we can pick up and go through those particular problems here. Sir, so with your permission, so our participants have several questions. So our support technician, Dr. Rajshekhar, will share with you. So over to
Yes, sure.
Rajshekhar. Yeah, Rajshekhar, you can share your question.
Thank you, sir. So thank you once again for your informative talk on applications of AI techniques in current generation. Sir, we have some questions raised by the participants. Because of time restriction, we will take some 5 to 6 questions. And I would like to, the questions will be displayed on your screen, sir.
In my screen, I can see that.
Yes, sir. In your screen, you can see the questions.
In that case, maybe I'll just close that PPT.
Yes, sir. You just close the PPT and come back to that
Or
screen.
maybe I don't know whether I need the PPT for the answer. Better you just spell out the question.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I can spell out the question.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, the question is raised by Abhiram Gurijala. Sir, where to find your research papers? I am working on action recognition using a CNNS for my research thesis. I would like to know more about your research work in action recognition.
Yeah, actually, action is not my primary area. So if you want to know more about the action recognition area, so one of my colleague, Professor Dipti Prasad Mukherjee, if you search just Google Dipti Prasad Mukherjee, you will get a lot of work on action recognition. So he is mainly focusing on action recognition, my colleague Dipti Prasad Mukherjee. Okay, if you can't get that link, so please send me an email, because my email is already there. Maybe I'll tell you, my email address is umapada, UMAPADA, isical.ac.in. So you just send an email and I will give the link. Okay.
Okay, sir. So the next question is raised by Dr. Suryakanta Kumapure. My question regarding movement of robots. As there are so many robots running across, how a robot finds a specific or required box to drop the parcel?
Yeah. Yes, it's a very nice question. In fact, it is a very interesting work, as you can see, how the robots are crossing one by one. You can see it is like the movement of the bus inside the city, because they are going different ways, different roads are there, and they are following like this. So actually, there are two things here. One is, first, you have to recognize what it is written on the top of the parcel, that is the address. And based on the recognition result, a robot knows where he has to go, right? So let's say a robot has to go from Kolkata to Bangalore. And now you have to control the robot to find the proper way without hitting the other robot. So that is, there are two things. One is the recognition part, and is the controlling of the robot. Okay, so you know that robot has to go in this particular box. That means he knows the box. So what will be the optimum way to reach there? So that will be automatically decided by the system, and it will show the robot accordingly, and the robot will follow that path. Okay, I think you got the idea. So based on that, that's why there is no collision between the robots, because
Yeah.
the robots are controlled properly. Okay.
So the next question is raised by Meenal.
Sorry,
How,
can you just?
the next question is raised by Meenal.
Yeah.
How to take input in air writing?
Can you just, how to?
How to take input in air writing?
Yes.
Air
Yeah, that's a very nice question. Definitely. So actually, it's a very nice that you got the idea. So input is basically, our idea is not to use any pen and pencil or paper. Our idea is the get the writing from your hand. For example, when you are writing something, you are just moving your hand, right? So that means we can just find the a finger and how the finger is moving. So as soon as your finger is moving, the camera will take the fingertip, and those points of the fingertip is the input for my air writing system. That means as soon as I am moving my hand, so the fingertip, points of the fingertip we obtain during the movement, and that is the input for me. Okay.
Okay. So the next question is raised by Shagupta Yadwar. What are advantages and disadvantages of pattern recognition?
Oh, so you see, pattern recognition is a subject, and we are using everywhere in pattern recognition, right? Everywhere, not only inside the house, and also the outside the house. So there are lots of application in pattern recognition. Of course, it is using, that means it is making our life easy. But if you see that disadvantage, I don't say disadvantage, because this work, this pattern recognition, what we are using, that is only for taking advantage. Why we will use pattern recognition for taking disadvantage? People don't do that, right? But of
Thank you.
course, for example, if we use that postal sorting system, so maybe if you want to know something else, I can tell you in different way. So for example, in postal sorting system, so when a system or a computer is automatically sorting the parcel, there is no human being. But in a country like India, maybe many people will be involved for that work, but only a computer is doing that one. That means we are losing the work. But for example, nowadays in the banking system, right? So you see, mostly we are doing for automation. So that means we are reducing the number of bank employees. So these are disadvantages, but to make our life easier and faster, so we are taking that things as an advantage for our life. Okay.
Okay. So the next question is raised by Pankaj Upadhyaya. Sir,
I'm very sorry. I'm glad to know that people has many questions, so they understood at least something. That is, I'm very glad to know this one. Thank you very much. Please continue. What is
yes,
that?
sir. The question is raised by Pankaj Upadhyaya. Sir, can the AI image processing be used for temperature monitoring?
Yes, of course. In fact, I forgot to mention that one. You see, nowadays the people are trying to develop system to get the temperature without touching your body. So, for example, generally, for example, in the more conventional way is when we get the temperature, we use the thermometer somewhere in our body and then we get the temperature, right? But nowadays, the people are trying to devise a system based on the face. So, for example, if we take the image of your face, and based on the images, we can tell everything about your uh, body temperature, your age, your sex, everything we can tell. Okay. So, in fact, those systems are coming. So, automatically, this technique will be used for temperature detection. Okay, so people are using the face information to detect the temperature of your body.
So the next question is raised by Kanchan. What are the data mining techniques for pattern recognition in stock market?
Oh, so you see, you know the data mining, what is data mining actually? So it is like the coal mining, right? So in the mining, we have to find the proper data, right? So nowadays people are doing lots of, for example, you have lots of video, right? How to get the particular video. That means how you can mine a particular video from this set of video. So similarly, from the stock exchange or any other application. So how to get these key information from the huge amount of data. So people are doing lots of work on that. Data mining, not only for video, not only for handwritten, not only for text, because for example, nowadays lots of data and we are mining those. So people are trying to use this data mining technique anywhere, and also even in stock market. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, we have again several questions raised by the participants.
Yeah. Thank
Because
you
of the
very
time.
much. Maybe we cannot answer all because of
Yeah,
shortage
sir.
of time. But
Yes,
if
sir.
you have specific things, maybe they can send me email and
Yes,
I
I will
will
send you
reply.
the list of questions which are raised by the participants. I will send you the mail.
Yeah. Okay. And also, if you like to know more technical things, so please let me know. I will send you some papers. And as I mentioned, that if you are a very good student, so you can forward your CV. Generally, sometimes I have some opportunity to hire some people for postdoc and PhD, even for masters also. So we can take that one. So that is not for ISI. It is from my Institute of Different Collaboration in abroad. Okay. So is there anything, Professor Rajput? Hello. Oh, what happened? Am I audible,
And
Professor
thank you
Rajput?
for sparing your time and delivering. So the other remaining questions we will mail you, sir. Right?
Yes, send by
And
email, no problem. Yes,
yeah,
no problem. Or maybe you can ask your participant to send directly to me. You don't have to
okay,
interrupt. So they can send me directly. That is not a problem.
okay, sir. Okay,
Okay,
since
so thank you very much. And thanks to Professor Rajput, because we know Professor Rajput for maybe more than 10 years or 15 years.
yeah,
So,
15
and
years.
thanks for inviting me. And thanks also that Karnataka State, the Women University, and also that thanks your Vice Chancellor, Professor Kakade, for giving me this opportunity to give the talk in front of your nice participants, because they asked many questions. So thank you. So thanks to all of my participants, and if you got some idea, then I am very happy to know that. And if you need any further information, so don't hesitate to send me email, and I will be glad to reply those. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. We will now continue our webinar session with our second resource
Professor
person.
Hiranand. Yeah.
Professor P.S. Hireman is going to join and deliver his expertise. So, on the area of the work he has done. Now, I will request our colleague, Dr. Seetal Rani Kavale, to introduce Professor Hireman, sir.
The second session of day 1 is presented by Professor P.S. Hiramat, Department of Computer Applications, KLE Technological University, BVB CET Campus, Hubli. The topic of his session is Material Microstructure Image Analysis Using Artificial Intelligence. Professor P.S. Hiramat obtained his PhD in Applied Mathematics from Karnataka University, Dharwad, Karnataka. He has been in the Faculty of Mathematics and Computer Science of various institutes in India, namely National Institute of Technology, Surathkal, Coimbatore Institute of Technology, Coimbatore, National Institute of Technology, Tirupati, Karnataka University, Dharwad, Gulbarga University, Gulbarga. Presently, he is working as professor, Department of Computer Applications, KLE Technological University, BVB CET Campus, Hubli. His areas of research are computational fluid dynamics, image processing, and pattern recognition and computer networks. He has published more than 279 research papers in peer-reviewed international journals and proceedings of international conferences. He has delivered a number of invited talks and chaired sessions at symposium, workshops, international and national conferences. He is a member of various academic bodies of different universities. To list few of the members of life member of bodies, societies such as Indian Institute of Theoretical and Applied Mechanics, IIT Kharagpur, Ramanujan Mathematical Society, University of Madras, Chennai, Indian Science Congress, Kolkata. Now, I hand over the session to Professor P.S. Hiramat sir to start his sessions. Please, sir.
Thank you, madam, for your kind words of introduction. Whether I am audible clearly?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh,
It's clear.
thank you very much again. And I thank Professor Rajput and the organizers for inviting me to give a lecture in this webinar, which is themed on a very important current topic of interest and also urgently required for the human society on this earth is image analysis using AI. And I also thank the Vice Chancellor and the Registrar and the Karnataka State Akama Devi Women University for giving me an opportunity to participate in this webinar. Right, and let me start with sharing my screen. Whether my screen is shared.
So it's not yet shared.
You click on share, sir.
Share screen. Yes.
Yeah.
Is it shared?
In the application, it will be shown.
Is it shared now?
Not yet, sir.
So, in the application window itself, you try to click on share, sir.
Share the screen.
Yeah, sir. Now it is shared.
Is it shared now?
No, sir. Yeah, sir. Now it is shared.
Right. And I'm audible also?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, everything is clear, sir. Voice as well as
Right.
visual and the PPT.
Okay, okay. Then I will proceed with my lecture.
Yes.
For my talk, I have chosen the topic of metallurgy engineering, where they study the materials manufacturing process in the industries. And after the material is manufactured, whether the material manufactured is as per the mechanical properties which were designed for a specific application or utility of that material in the manufacturing of some machinery or some other products. So the mechanical properties of the material that has been manufactured is the major concern. And the metallurgists have the manual procedure of evaluating the mechanical properties, looking at the image, the surface image of the material that has been manufactured. And there are other devices where the images are manufactured, where the images are acquired, and the image is analyzed in a certain way so that the mechanical properties of that material manufactured have been determined. So this is the process adopted by metallurgy engineers. So in the whole presentation, I'll be dealing with what is the standard adopted globally, that is the American standard for materials, and what are the research issues that are associated with this domain, and how do we go about the research contribution using the AI, and what are the future directions? What are the future directions? And the imaging of the surface of the material is done using light optical microscopy, scatter electron microscopy, and nowadays transmission electron microscopy. They are also used to gain high resolution images of the surfaces so that the mechanical properties of the material are and the composition, chemical composition of the material are determined with more accuracy. And that is how the case of the image processing and computer vision arises in this domain. Already the metallurgists are using the images for the analysis purpose, but it is manual analysis. But for more accurate evaluation and determination of mechanical properties, we require automated tools for the image analysis of the surface imaging that is captured with these devices. So we have a high resolution microscopy images and also very powerful image processing techniques that will take us to more accurate analysis. That is the main theme of this talk. So this is the light optical microscope where the specimen is placed here and the surface is illuminated by light and the reflected light is captured, right, magnified, and that magnified image is displayed on the computer screen. And this image is stored as a digital image, and our image processing techniques are performed to understand what is the surface structure of the material, which naturally depends upon its chemical composition and the associated mechanical properties. So this is the problem, right? What the metallurgists have been doing manually, and now the case is to how to automate that process. And here the resolution of this image, the magnification can go from 50 times to 1000 times. And the image resolution, that is, can go up to the 0.2 micrometers. And anything less than that, the features get merged and that information will be lost. So we need high resolution. And the sample images of the images captured through light optical microscope are displayed on the screen. This is the surface structure of the material specimen that is kept under the microscope, and the surface reflects the light, and the reflected light contains this information about the surface properties. Will tell you what is its chemical composition, and the chemical composition of the material and the boundaries where the grains, the granular structure will decide the mechanical properties. So already we have we have the domain knowledge, the metallurgy domain knowledge, how these various granular structure and the sizes of the grains are related to the mechanical properties of the material. And here we want to automate this process by making use of image processing techniques and AI wherever required. And next, still higher resolution image can be captured through electron microscopy. And electron microscopy, you have a scanning electron microscope where the surface of the material sample, and this is the electron microscope where the sample is placed inside. It is a full case, we can't see the specimen is placed inside, and the surface is the beam of electron hits the surface, and the reflected electrons are captured by the sensors, and the imaging is created. And the image resolution can go up to 1 nanometer. So these are high resolution surface imaging of the material sample. So naturally contains deeper information about the chemical composition, and we'll be able to compute with greater accuracy the mechanical properties. That is again using electron microscopy. And if we want still higher resolution, so this is the SEM images. We see that these images are more clear than the light optical microscopic images. And the black ones are the pores in the image. Black regions are the pores, and the white ones are where the material is occupied. Right? The mass of the material is occupied. So the granularity of the pores will tell you the strength of the material that has been manufactured. We should not assume that when we manufacture a solid, these pores are not visible to the naked eye. Right? Only when the magnified images or the electron microscope images will open up the extent of the pores that are present in the manufactured solid. And this will affect the mechanical strength of the material. This is what is to be studied. And still higher resolution images are the electron microscope, transmission electron microscopy. This is where same the material sample is kept inside, and a beam of electron is passed through the specimen. So naturally, the specimen is of very thin is a very thin wafer of the material sample. So the electrons pass through the sample, and whatever electrons, some electrons are scattered and some electrons succeed to pass through the sample and reach the sensor and create the image. And that image contains the information about the granularity of the granular structure and the pores which are present in the material sample, and then that is more of high resolution than the scanning electron microscope. So we have got very powerful imaging devices which give the image of a greater resolution, so that we have got rich information about a material sample which can be exploited to determine the mechanical properties of the material with greater accuracy. So this is the context. And these are the TEM images, transmission electron images. And basically, metallurgists adopt TEM imaging to determine any faults or any cracks that are developed. For example, in semiconductor chips, they are a very small size, and if any crack that are developed there, naturally will affect the performance of the chip. So if you want to study, then the only way is to make use of transmission electron microscopic images of that chip to find out whether there are any fault lines are there, which will grossly affect the functionality of the chip. So this is how the problem is critically important in the manufacturing of chips. This is one example, right? So the manual procedures which are adopted by the metallurgists, they need to be automated. And the automation of this process naturally involves image processing techniques. Image processing techniques to figure out the granular size and the porosity. And this data is related to the mechanical properties of the material through the knowledge, metallurgical knowledge that has been developed by the metallurgy experts. At that stage, we require, and automation at this stage requires artificial intelligence. And this study is also important not only to determine the strength of the material, but also the failure analysis of the material. Because using after a long usage of the machinery or the parts, due to wear and tear, they give away and fail to perform their design function. And that is basically due to the material failure analysis. And what is the lifetime of a certain product given this material can also be determined. And when it is likely to fail, can we diagnose that this particular material of a certain part of a machinery is going to fail after 10 days or 15 days? That is early diagnosis of the failure of the mechanical parts of the machinery gives a maintenance edge, so that part can be replaced well in advance, so that the downtime of the machinery is kept as low as possible, so that the production is not hindered. So to keep the machines up most of the time, the downtime should be less. The downtime to be less means the failure time should be less, right? That is, the repair time should be less. So this is where the early diagnosis of the failure, material failure, becomes critically important when it comes to the manufacturing process. Right? So this is how the metallurgists view this problem as critically important. And that is how so many materials are manufactured and their analysis is done. So some standardization is required, some global standardization. And the American standards has come out with an international standard of materials, has come out with an international handbook where all this information is contained. What is the standard procedure and what is the procedure for analysis of these microstructure images has been formalized, has been standardized. And metallurgists all over the world adopt this standard. So any automated tools which are developed based on the image processing tools and computer vision in combination with AI techniques naturally should conform to the American standard for materials so that the tools that have been developed right, are conforming to the international standards and they become deployable for automatic machinery for image analysis of microstructure images globally. Right. So these are the various, it is there in the literature. You can go American Society for Testing and Materials. All this information is available with these standards, right? And we have to make any research we do in this domain should conform to or shall conform to the ASTM and ISO standards of this domain. This is for the researchers concerned. And the pioneering research of developing automation tools for such a metallurgical application of image analysis can be found in the papers of Russ et al. And Osher and Maklis, right, who have employed statistical analysis of this microstructures data, and Exner in 2004, who first pioneered the stereological analysis of 3D microstructures, that is three-dimensional stereological study of microstructure image analysis. By stereology, we mean the geometrical relationship about the geometrical properties of the granularity and the porosity which is exhibited in the microstructure image. And then relate these geometrical properties with the mechanical properties. So this relationship, we call them as stereological relationship, and the study is called as stereology. And this has been developed by the metallurgy experts. And these relations are used right now in the manual procedures. And these are also standardized relations, right, approved by the International Standard Committee. And the properties which are we are looking for in the microstructure image are the graphite grains. Graphite is a chemical composition, right? Grain and the mean diameter of the grain, mean aspect ratio, mean length, mean volume. These are all the geometrical properties that are determined using the image analysis. And then stereological relations will relate these geometrical properties with the mechanical properties. We call them as stereological relations. So a lot of work has been done, and we, along with our research scholars, have started this work in 2014 and come out with very good work in this area. And that is going to be the content of my lecture for a few minutes hereafter. And for very effective image analysis, we require effective image segmentation. And the effective segmentation will help us to determine the grain size more accurately. And then determination of all the geometric properties and then its relation to mechanical properties will become more accurate. So the very fundamental when we employ image processing techniques, we should use very good segmentation techniques so that the geometrical properties of the various segments are determined correctly. This is the major concern. And when we are looking for the 3D structures, right, we also come across with how the manufacturers are manufacturing process. Usually the material is in a molten state, and due to an appropriate cooling process, it is solidified. Right? And when it is solidified using a mold, the molten material is poured, and then after cooling, then it will be solidified and take the shape of the mold. This is the typical manufacturing process. And the Shield-Gulliver model for solidification is a standard model that has been used, right? That gives the relationship between, this model gives the relationship between the cooling rate employed during the solidification process and its impact, that is the impact of the cooling rate or the cooling process on the mechanical properties, that is the yield strength and the elongation. Those mechanical properties are directly related to the rate at which the molten material is cooled and then solidified. Right, and the model, that model is the relationship between the cooling rate and the mechanical properties is first studied by Shield and Gulliver. It is called a Shield-Gulliver model. So in our automation tools that are designed, we corroborate our results with this Shield-Gulliver model. Okay. And another one is how the 3D structures are evaluated. For that, serial sectioning method is used. That I will give more in detail in the further discussion. And another important is in 3D is the dendrite arm spacing, which is very important. In the dendrite are the structures that appear during the solidification process, and the spacing between the arms of these dendrite structures depends upon the cooling rate, and the cooling rate is related to the mechanical properties of the material. Hence, the determination of the dendrite arm spacing and its correlation with the mechanical properties is the main study of this technique. This is where we require AI, right? So this is how the broad picture of how the image processing and AI AI intervention is done in the microstructure image analysis. And that becomes our research objectives, right? 2D, 3D microstructure analysis and developing an expert system for estimating mechanical properties by the geometrical structures that are analyzed in the microstructure image, and then the dendrite structures, determination, and correlating with the cooling time. Right? So this is the three objectives. And using this, we set the research, the issues that need to be addressed. So narrowly, we are coming from the domain knowledge and the technology that we are going to employ for the study. In this domain, we identify these issues. One is the 3D analysis of microstructure image using stereology relations. Again, I repeat, stereology relations connect the geometrical properties of the granular structure of the images of the material surface, material microstructure image, to the mechanical properties. Right? We have a host of these relations already developed as expertise, which we are going to employ for our automation. And then mechanical properties are connected. That's the next step. using stereological relations, and the estimation is good enough provided these structures are determined from the surface images more accurately. And then the dendrite structures which appear in the surface of the material is directly related to the cooling. So the cooling time estimation of the material with certain design properties, for that we require AI, right? So this is the how we identify the research issues. And when you say AI, what technique? AI is a very broad area. Again, what techniques? AI, usually artificial intelligence, is a biological inspired technologies. For example, neural networks and fuzzy inference. Fuzzy inferencing is directly related to our brain structure, our brain neural networks, which performs the logical inferencing, and our fuzzy data, fuzzy information, fuzzy means vague. Our brain structure is able to handle fuzzy information and come out for fuzzy inferencing that we want to imitate in the machine computation. That is how we come out with a AI technique, right? And we have the fuzzy mathematics, fuzzy set theory, which provides us the mathematical framework to implement the fuzzy logical inferencing. And neural networks are again the same which we use for pattern recognition and classification. We use the neural networks. So these are the main examples where the context of AI intervention in this domain also is possible. So we pose the question now, finally, how can metallurgy further benefit from computational intelligence? That is the whole theme. That is the research question, right? So from the domain, we identified the objectives, and we also fixed the need for more accurate image analysis with the help of the technology that is available at both ends. At one end, we have high resolution imaging capability in the form of electron microscopy is possible, and the image analysis using very powerful image processing techniques coupled with very competent and relevant AI techniques provides computational intelligence for the machines to perform the same job as a metallurgy expert in analyzing the surface imaging of the material samples and come out with more accurate decisions regarding the inspection of the sample materials. So this is how the industry relevance comes. And if the man is manually done, if they are analyzing roughly some 100 samples per day, if a machine with such computational intelligence and imaging capability is provided, then lakhs of samples can be analyzed with greater accuracy and without being tired. So that is a huge benefit that is going to be accrued by employing this technology for this metallurgical inspection of the materials in the manufacturing process. Right? So I'm going to employ in my study here fuzzy inferencing. That means we are going to design fuzzy rule-based inferencing system and machine learning, which basically we rely on the regression technique. Especially the last problem where I cited is the estimation of cooling time to depending upon the mechanical properties which are set to manufacture a certain material which is going to be employed to manufacture a certain part of a machinery. Right? So we have the design specifications. To manufacture that part, we require a certain material of certain properties. And to manufacture this material with these design mechanical properties, the material has to be cooled with a certain rate. What should be that rate? Should be estimated so that it can be employed and the material is manufactured. This is where the machine learning context arises, and we have used in this work. Right? And very quickly, I'll take you through the stereological relations that are used in the industry. Right? So this is the surface imaging manual. First, I'll explain the manual procedure, what the metallurgists were doing. So in the image, they used to draw the vertical lines, and they used to count. The intersections, the number of intersections of this line with these various boundaries of the grains. And both horizontal and vertical lines, there is another procedure where the number of intersections of these lines with how many are oriented along the horizontal and along the vertical lines, right? And also the number of intersections with the boundaries of the grains. These are counted by the metallurgy. This is a manual procedure. You can just estimate how much time. It is a very time-consuming process. And metallurgists painfully did this job because it is very important critically for estimation of the mechanical properties of the material. So any mistake done here will reflect in the estimation of the properties. That is why very painstakingly, laboriously, this job was done by the metallurgists. So nowadays, imaging processing, imaging techniques are available, imaging techniques are available, and image analysis techniques are also available. Why not use it for this job, right? So this is how the jobs are done. Another procedure is the dots. Instead of lines, you can have the plus dots. We can have an rectangular array of dots, and these dots may hit the grain structure or may not hit, and how many will hit and how many will not hit, count them. So the density of these points which will hit the granular structure will give you how much of granularity is there and how much porosity is there. And this can be combined with the vertical lines also. And this is useful, especially if you have got two components in the structure. This is a single component one. And still the lines appear. These are grains of the same material. But these are grain boundaries. Here, these are grains of different materials, ferrite and graphite, in the case of a steel manufacturing process. So they have a boundary between graphite and the ferrite. So this will tell you what is the percentage of graphite present and what is the percentage of ferrite is present by looking at the surface image, microstructure image. So these are also manually done, right? So we have image processing. We capture the image, right? Grayscale image, denoise them. We use median filtering, and then segment the image so that all the grains structure will become visible, and then use the manual procedure. We automated them. We have written the algorithm where the lines are drawn, and then how the intersections are counted by the algorithm, and then stereological relations are employed, and the quantitative analysis is done. And this is stated in the form of the parameter. These are ASTM standards, right? These are the relations, right? The boundary density PL is the one which our algorithm will give you, number of intersections. And then this is the boundary density, linear size, right? Degree of orientation, volume fraction, interface density, right? Mean linear size, linear distance, congruity, neighborhood, degree of orient. All these things are the stereological relations based on the number of counts of the intersection of those horizontal and vertical lines with the grain boundaries. All these relationships are established, tested, and used by the metallurgists, and the same thing are used by the algorithm, image processing algorithm, to estimate these quantities. And these are related to the mechanical properties. That's the next job. This is the algorithm that does that one, right? In both the cases, right? So the narrative I gave is gave in the algorithms, and the algorithm is run, right? We have here, right, the images, sample microstructure images, first row, second row, third row. They are two component images, and the last one is a single component image, right? And now our image processing result. This is the original image, first one, right? And the second one is the filtered image, that is after pre-processing, and the segmentation is done, and the segmentation will expose the grain boundaries. And we are interested only in the grain boundary structure, right? That is given here in the third one. And on top of this, we draw the horizontal lines and vertical lines, and the intersection is how that line intersects with the grain boundary, and those are counted, right? And the second one, you have got two component images, ferrite and graphite compositions, right? And there again, you have got a granular structure, original image, filtered and image and segmented, right? One is the graphite structure and remaining is the ferrite structure, right? Again, here we have that dots which we use. We place a rectangular array of dots, and the dots hit the structure and or miss the structure, we count them, right? So only we require a boundary for that. So this is the image processing part, right? And then using this image processing segmentation, we can calculate, right? Using these counts I told you, right? This is the volume fraction, this is the counts, and the stereological relations will give you the average grain size and the maximum grain size. This is the algorithm result, right? For the images which I had shown. These are the average grain size in terms of micrometers and the maximum grain size in micrometers, the algorithm. And the algorithm takes less time. Within seconds, these results are available, whereas manually it takes several minutes to come out with these results, right? And now we have to compare this, right? This is in terms of pixels. Now I'll take you to the percentage error. How close these results are with the manual, whether they are really true. Metallurgy experts give the manual results, and how close our algorithm results are, right? The percentage error in volume fraction, right, is given in the second column for the same images which I had displayed, and the average grain size in micrometers. What is the percentage error? We find, of course, algorithm results, since they are image analysis based, they are more accurate. Manual results will be more prone for error. But since it is done by experts, we want to see whether how close our machine results are, with algorithm results are with the metallurgy experts. They are close enough, right? So this is the first case where we reported the automation of the manual procedure done by the metallurgy experts for stereological relations and estimation of volume fraction and the grain size. This is the first step. And then we take you to how the stereological relations are connected to the mechanical properties, right? And this is where we make use of the AI technique based on the fuzzy inferencing. So we have the knowledge of the medical experts how these microstructure properties, surface structure properties are connected to the nodularity value of the with the ferrite phase and the graphite phase, right? And the nodularity value and the percentage of ferrite phase will decide upon the mechanical properties, right? And these properties, they have this relationship in the form of a table given by the ASTM, right? And ferrite phase is computed using this formula. This is again provided by the metallurgy experts. Number of pixels belonging to the ferrite phase, that is the segmented components which I have told you, and the total number of pixels in the image into 100. That will give you the occupation of the ferrite component, chemical component in the image. Having done that, right, then we make use of the algorithm to define the nodularity, right? Nodularity is a shape factor, right? That is the compactness, is a geometric property, right? It gives the shape factor, and using this compact value, if it is more than 0.7, right, and the size of the particle is more than 10 micrometers, right, we have the we call it as nodular, right? And this information is used in the algorithm, and we have in the table, right? And this is a fuzzy information because it is based on the expertise developed by the metallurgy experts in this domain. They have stated the ferrite, if the nodularity value is 80 to 84, then it is ferrite phase 1, right? If ferrite 2, it is nodularity is 86 to 97. And ferrite phase 3, it is 95, nodularity value is 95 to 10. It is a fuzzy information that has been provided by the experts, right? And the nodularity value, right, that is compactness value, N1, N2, N3, N4, and so there are 7 fuzzy sets in this range that has been defined. So if the ferrite is found is in this fuzzy ranges and the nodularity value is found in the rigid ranges, then we have relations with this yield strength. Yield strength is, again, there are 4 fuzzy ranges. And tensile strength, there are again 4 ranges. And elongation is again is 4 range, that is 4 ranges. So we have got 4 fuzzy sets for yield strength, 4 fuzzy sets for tensile strength, and 4 fuzzy sets for style length. And these are based on the fuzzy sets of ferrite composition and fuzzy sets of 7 fuzzy sets of nodularity value. So mathematically, if we have a fuzzy relation here, we have 3, the fuzzy input variables are 3, right? Fuzzy ferrite composition, it has got 3 fuzzy sets, fuzzy values, and nodularity value is another fuzzy variable, and it is having 5 fuzzy sets as the values. So 2 input variables, ferrite composition and nodularity, having 3 fuzzy ranges and 7 fuzzy ranges, and output variables are 3, yield strength, tensile strength, and elongation, and these output variables are also fuzzy. That is why we have to develop a fuzzy inference system, and we have to design, right? We have to translate this knowledge into a set of if-then rules, right? We have one rule I will mention. If the ferrite, first rule, if the ferrite composition is F1, Fe1, That is, if it is in the range 80 to 84, right? I hope we are able to follow my cursor here, right? And nodality value is in the range N1. N1 is 98 to 100. The ferrite composition is 80 to 84, and nodality value is in the range 98 to 100, that is compactness of the grains, that is shape factor of the grains, is N1. Then yield strength is in the range YS1. YS1 is 246 to 249. Tensile strength, that is TS1. Tensile strength TS1, that is in 395 to 397 range. And elongation is in the range 24 to 26. So the metallurgy knowledge is translated into a fuzzy inference rule. Like that, we have how many combinations? Right? We have all those rules stated here. So we have a body of fuzzy rules, right, which are used for inferencing, right? Based on the condition, based on the input condition, the output is. There are three outputs. And these fuzzy sets are represented in these ranges. Outside this range, these fuzzy sets of zero values. That is, and the member within this range, 80 to 84, we assume a Gaussian membership function, right? And outside this range, they are support. That is, this range will give you the range of support for the fuzzy function that have been defined, Gaussian membership functions. So this is the fuzzy inferencing that has been designed. And if you are using MATLAB, MATLAB provides for designing fuzzy inference system. Right? These rules are provided, right? And this is the algorithm to determine, this is the inference system that has designed, right? I have told you two input variables, both are fuzzy ferrite composition, that is a volume fraction of the ferrite, and the nodularity value, right? This is also fuzzy, right? And there are three output variables: yield strength, again a fuzzy output; tensile strength, again a fuzzy output; and elongation is again a fuzzy output, right? So this is how, right, the AI domain, that is AI paradigm, namely fuzzy inferencing, is effectively used for determining the mechanical properties, yield strength, tensile strength, and elongation, right? So this will provide, the second line provides the mechanical strength, that is, what is this? Yield strength. The second one is tensile strength, and the last one is the elongation. And you see that all are, that is Gaussian in nature, right? And outside the range, they have got zero values, right? That is, the support is provided in the range. So this is how the domain knowledge of the metallurgy experts in relation to this problem is effectively translated or machine implemented in the form of a fuzzy inference system. And we expect the result to be more accurate, right? And that job is done here. How the manual results for first image, first row has got manual results of the experts, and second one is the algorithm results. You see that they are very close, right? Volume fraction of ferrite phase 97, 98, nodularity value, that is shape factor by the algorithm, that is compactness, is a geometric property, 92 is 95, and the experts related to yield strength 220, algorithm related it to 245, tensile strength by Beckford 380, algorithm outputted it at 396 using fuzzy inferencing, and elongation 20 to 24. So the manual results and the algorithm results are very close with the experts results done manually. and algorithm results are more accurate and done very quickly, right? Large number of samples are analyzed using image analysis, using computer vision and fuzzy inferencing. So if the experts do it 100 samples per day, our machine will be able to do lakhs of samples per day and with greater accuracy. That is the main benefit out of this technology intervention in this domain. And this we have done, experimented with all the 10 images that we had given there, right? And this we have reported in our work in this journal. And next we go for, very quickly I'll go through the 3D analysis because of the time constraint. 3D, right? So these are the material samples, right? We are examining the surface, right? By taking different cross sections. How do we do? We take this the surface image of this using microscopy, and we grind it. Grinding means we polish it and remove one micro of the thickness material is removed by polishing and grinding. Then we get the next imaging, and again we grind it for some more one thickness, and again take the image. Go on grinding and polishing it, take the image, several sections like this. That is, after first image, grind and polish it and take the next. So this is the information that is captured depth-wise. This is called as serial sectioning. This is what manually metallurgists do, and our job is to capture this sequence of images after the grinding and polishing. These serial section images are very important, and that will give us the 3D information that is depicted in the C, in the figure C here. So the 3D volumetric estimation of the grains is done using the 2D information of the section-wise information. This job is done by the metallurgists, and now we do it using the algorithm, right? This is where, right? The serial sectioning acquires the images for each section, each slice, and each image, you denoise it, median filtering, and segment it, and the granular structure. And here, the important job is how the grain structure of the continuous section of the images, the grain appears, right, through the several sections, and several grains starts appearing as you go depth-wise, and one grain disappears as you go depth-wise, and new grains will start appearing. This is the scenario when you, right? This I will see here, right? So in the 3D section, right, 3 areas are identified. 5 cameras are placed, mounted, right? First camera, second camera, third, fourth, fifth, and 5 images are captured for each serial sectioning. We grind, remove the material, and again take the picture. Again remove the material, grind it, and they take the material. Like that, if we do, so this is cross-section wise. This is the first image, second image, third image, like that, right? So we have the same grain. And when I come here, right, the second grain appears. First grain still persists. Second grain starts appearing, right? And when I come here, the third grain appears in the cross section. The first grain disappears here, and the third grain and the second grain still persist, and that is shown in the sliced image here. So this is how this sequence of the sectioned images will be able to give volumetric estimation of the grain size and the volumetric estimation of the composition of the graphite and the ferrite in the material sample, right? And this is how the procedure is done, the problem lies. The problem lies. So here, this is the image sizes are up to 400 by 360 images. We have totally 300 because 5 cameras are there. We have 300 images. We have done all this job, and then the graphite composition, right? Using stereological relations, right? Mean diameter, mean length, mean volume, and 3D sectioning has given us a better estimation, 132, right? Can you look at the variation? The variation has reduced considerably compared to 2D estimation. 3D estimation is more accurate, right? This is the same results are depicted. And the problem I wanted to see here is if the grains are of this size, okay, no problem. The centroid of the image still persists here, right? And the centroid at this section moved here, and this is the first in the image in the first serial section, and it is the next one. This is the nth one. This is the next immediate sectioning, n+1. Observe that the centroid is still in the grain, right? Is still in the grain, no problem, right? So we have a relationship which used. But the problem comes if the shape is of this size, we miss this centroid. This centroid will come out of the grain. So we have to make some correction for these images. That job is done here, right? So if the grain diameter has to be estimated, then this is the formula that is used in the step 6, right? So we continuously estimate whether the centroid is still in the same grain or outside the grain. That is determined by using the step 6, right? And then we have done the estimation with this, right? That is, even if the grain is of very awkward shape, we are not still missing that grain, and continue to estimate the volumetric fraction with this image, with the sectioning the images more accurately compared to the 2D method. So the dark one, the 3D method with the improved method, it has given more accurate result, more accurate volumetric estimation. This is very important because we are going to connect this with the mechanical properties in the dendrite structure, right? These are the dendrite structures which are shown, finger-like structures, which appear due to the cooling. Again, serial sectioning method is used. This is the sequence where this is the sample that is placed, right? Polished, and next image is taken, again polished, right? Again, next section is taken. Everything is automated procedure, right? Again, same setup. And here we make use of the Shield-Gulliver solidification method, right? This formula is used. And the dendrite structure, that is what is the width of this dendrite, that we called as, what is the difference between two fingers, that is called as dendrite arm spacing, right? Right. So here, right? So the volume fraction here, the volume fraction that is estimated by Shield-Gulliver method and the algorithm is correlated here. The difference is not much. That means the metallurgy experts will use this solidification model and the algorithm, that is pixel information based method, also produces the same volume fraction with a very close, closeness, right? The difference is not much. That means the algorithms are working appropriately. The dendrite arm spacing is a finger-like structures that develop due to the solidification during the cooling process, due to cooling, right? So the difference between two dendrite structures decides the mechanical properties, yield strength, elongation, right? Those things. So the measurement of this dendrite structure is very important. So metallurgists did the job manually. They took the images during the cooling process and then did measurements and then estimated the cooling time, right? Correlated. This we want to do image processing method. So here we have used two samples, right? Aluminum silicon alloy 319 and aluminum silicon alloy 356 material. And again, we have relied on fuzzy inference. And we also made use of regression analysis and performed a chi-square test and t-test for this purpose, right? Very quickly, I will go through. And dendrite arm spacing. The measurement is very simple. L is the length of the line and N is the number of intersections. If I divide the total length of the line divided by the number of intersections, that will give me the dendrite arm spacing. This is the metallurgy experts do. And same thing is incorporated in the algorithm, right? Either you can have a line and count the intersections, or you have circles, concentric circles, and then count the number of intersections of the circle with this. Then they both will give the spacing, right? And now we have the sample images obtained with different coolings, 700 cooling time, 800, 1000, like that, different cooling times, right? And images are acquired and analyzed by both straight line method and circle intercept method, and average of these two is taken by the algorithm, right? And this is also compared with the manual method, manual results of the expert. So algorithm gives 32 and 30. That is dendrite arm spacing. So very, very close, right? For different coolings, algorithm has given the results. We have compared with the manual results of the experts, and the difference is not much. That means our algorithm is working sensibly to the satisfaction of the metallurgy experts. Having done that, now since I have the data of dendrite arm spacing and also the cooling time, I will fit a regression line, right? So we have fit a regression line, and we have found, interestingly, that there is a linear correlation between dendrite arm spacing and the cooling time, right? For both the alloys, same linear correlation, positively correlated and strongly correlated relationship. This is a very encouraging result for us, because now I can go the inverse problem. I have a material sample. I have right. I have the dendrite arm structure, right? I have a dendrite arm structure, and then I have the cooling rate, right? Now suppose I have an order. I have to manufacture a material of a certain mechanical properties, which is going to be used in the manufacture of a part of a machinery, right? And using that knowledge, I know what should be the dendrite arm structure. So if the dendrite arm structure is of this, then I will have those mechanical properties. Now, having specified the dendrite arm structure, then I can determine what should be the cooling rate, right? I can estimate. Once I estimate if if this is the cooling rate which you employ during the solidification process, I will have a solid material with certain dendrite arm structure, which is going to lead to a designed mechanical properties. So this is how we are going to assist the metallurgy, the manufacturing engineer, metallurgical engineer. We assist him in the cooling process by specifying him. You cool your material, molten material at this rate, so that I will have a material with such a dendrite arm spacing. And then I am very sure that a material with this arm spacing will have these designed mechanical properties. This is how our artificial intelligence through machine learning can help us in tailoring the manufacturing process, in designing the manufacturing process, so that we develop materials, manufacture materials with design properties. Right? So these are for the data we have done. For those images we have estimated. This is for 356 aluminum alloy. This is the regression equation, and 319 aluminum. This is the second equation. And now I don't have to repeat the experiment. I have the information with me in the form of regression equations. This is the intelligence I have developed through machine learning. Now any order comes, you manufacture a material with so and so arm spacing, then I will estimate what is the cooling rate required, and then tell the manufacturing engineer, okay, you cool the material with this cooling rate. Right? So this is how we can advise the metallurgy engineer to maintain the manufacturing cooling process at a certain cooling rate, so that I get a material with design properties. Right? So this is the advantage of machine learning for this expert. So this is the expert knowledge is stored in the form of the regression equation. The correlation equation is very nearly one that is strongly positively correlated, which is still better for metallurgy engineers. And now we have repeated, since I have the data with the DAS and also the mechanical strength, that is mechanical engineering properties of the samples, I can also make use of fuzzy inferencing system. Right? So I have the alloys, two alloys. I have the DAS, that is arm spacing, and the cooling rate. So this is the knowledge given by the metallurgy experts, right? Stored. And then I use the fuzzy inference, that just as we have done earlier. We developed a fuzzy inference system by designing the fuzzy inference system by specifying the if-then rules, right? And then compare, right? The fuzzy inference system estimates the cooling time for these alloys with different cooling rates, right? All these are samples on the first column with different cooling rates. For alloy 319, for different cooling rates, we have the diameters, right? That is arm spacings. And for this arm spacing, what is the estimated cooling time? Regression gives 913 and fuzzy inferencing gives 900. The difference is very little, right? In terms of relative absolute difference, right? So for different cooling rates, we have compared regression machine learning results and fuzzy inferencing results. We have found very close agreement between the regression model and the fuzzy inference model. So both intelligent techniques will provide very good results for this. And for regression model, so with we can always go for, when an order comes, I want a specimen with these mechanical properties: yield strength, elongation, and tensile strength. Then I will tell you that this should be the tensile arm stress spacing. Then I will tell the manufacturing engineer, you cool your molten material at this rate so that I will get the desired properties. So this is how we can, artificial intelligence can assist the manufacturing process engineer to design their manufacturing process, right? And now, what is the guarantee that we make use of chi-square test at 5% level, and also to see whether the variation is due to the random samples or due to the different materials. Chi-square test is done, and student test is done, whether the variation is due to the random variation or due to the cooling rate, right? So we have performed both the chi-square test and the student t test, and we have concluded, right? That is good estimation is supported by the regression model and fuzzy inference system, so that we can develop a machinery with these models. We can make the machines more intelligent with this artificial intelligence equipped to them, right? And statistical tests of significance are performed. And these regression model and fuzzy inference models, AI models, are good enough to tailor the materials, right? So this is how the AI-based research can help the metallurgists to design materials with certain mechanical properties. Right? And these are the future directions where AI-based research can happen, which can assist in material engineering. Thank you very much. I think I have exceeded my limit.
Thank you so much, sir, for the topic
Any questions are there?
on material microstructure image analysis using AI. Sir has explored domain of predicting the properties of material using segmentation. Sir also covered 2D and 3D image analysis to design the expert system. He covered AI paradigm implementation in image analysis. Thank you very much, sir, for your detailed research study presentation. Sir is always.
Oh, sorry that I exceeded my time.
No, it's okay, sir. It was really interesting. We enjoyed your session. Yeah. Sir is always known for the, yeah. Yeah, Dr. P.S. Hiremat sir is always known for the best blend of strong mathematical foundation with computer science knowledge. He is my research guide as well. He is always known for energy and dedication
I
towards
am your
research.
guide, and I am a colleague. I am a research colleague of Dr. Rajput.
Yes, sir. We are really honored to have you here, sir. On behalf of the organizing committee and university and participants, I thank you very much for your presentation. So there are many questions by the participants here, sir. So due to the time constraint, we are going to take just 2 questions out of them. So shall I take, sir, questions?
Yes, definitely. And remaining questions you can pass it on to me. I can answer them offline.
Yeah, sure, sir. So the first question raised by Geeta Sogi, her question is analyzing surface of the image in metallurgical inspection, whether fuzzy approach yields better result or a neural network approach gives better result.
Usually we go for once the fuzzy results. First required is fuzzy. Mathematical framework is required. because the information that is available is not so exact. It is experimental data-based knowledge. So naturally, we have to rely on the fuzzy representation of the sets that occur in the relationships, and you asked about the neural network. It is regarding the training. We have to train with the data.
Yes,
That
sir.
also requires the data which is fuzzy in nature. Actually, we can go for neuro-fuzzy systems for such applications. Both
Yes,
are
sir.
required. Provided if we have got more data, we can train the neural system better. So that we will have the advantage of both neural network training and the fuzzy representation to give more effective result in terms of estimation. Both can be done. For neural network training, more
Yes, sir.
images
Thank
are
you so much
required.
for your, yeah.
Right.
Okay, sir. Fine.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for your explanation. So the next question is by Shweta. Her question is, what is the difference between 2D and 3D image analysis?
Okay. 2D, first is image is 2D because it is a surface examination.
Yes, sir.
We take the image surface examination. When that is, we eliminate the surface and then we take the imagery and then analyze the image content. Right. And 3D analysis in this context, that is why serial sectioning approach is used. We remove the surface material of
Yeah.
1 mm, 2 mm and take the next image. Again remove the material for 1 mm and then again take the surface. So this is how the serial sectioning. That means we have layered images of the surfaces. Each one is a 2D image, but they are taken section
Yes, sir.
wise and then construct the 3D image. That is a 3D knowledge, in fact. We do not create an image. That job is done in tumor imaging, 3D visualization of tumors. But here we can't see. Once we have removed the
Yes,
material,
sir.
it is gone forever. We can't put it back and then do it. We grind it and remove the surface material. Grind it again, surface and remove material. Take only the surface image. So the material is lost, but we have the image intact with us. So these sequence of images that are captured by removing the material in sequence, we have serial sectioning, sectioned images. And this information is used for volumetric estimation. That is why we call it as a 3D analysis. Images are 2D, but the volumetric estimation is three-dimensional. That is why we call it as 3D analysis. I think we have lost the connection.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your explanation. On behalf
Yes.
of the,
There is a difference between this serial sectioning and the 3D visualization of X-ray images, those things. There we have the that is machine will take cross sections of the images, and then the 3D image is created. Brain image, camera
yes, sir.
image. There are also sections of the images, but they are put together for 3D visualization. But here situation is different. Material is lost forever, but only the image remains. Only information we have to integrate, not the image. Okay. Any more questions? Okay.
I think there is a
Yeah.
connection issue with Dr. Rohini. Rohini, can you hear now?
Yes, sir, I can. Yeah, on behalf of the participants, yeah, I'll conclude it. Yeah, on behalf of the participants, I thank you, sir. Thank you so much for joining with us and for your wonderful session.
I also thank you for giving me an opportunity to give a presentation on this. And if any other questions is there, you pass it on to me. I will
Yeah,
answer
sure,
to the
sir.
respective authors. No problem. And
Okay,
I
sir.
also thank Dr. Rajput and thank you also,
Yeah,
right,
thank you, sir.
for hosting this seminar and giving me an opportunity to interact with the viewers of this seminar. Right? And I
Yes,
also
sir.
thank the Women University, Karnataka State, Akamadevi Women's University, Bijapur, for giving me an opportunity to participate in this webinar.
Yeah,
I
sir,
wish
thank you.
all of you all the best.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, sir. Yeah, thank you, sir. So participants, hope you all enjoyed today's sessions. Thank you for attending. Kind request to all the participants to join WhatsApp group and fill the feedback form by 9 p.m. today, which are shared to your registered email. E-attendance certificate will be issued only to those participants who submit feedback form. Day 2 of national webinar will start tomorrow sharp at 11 a.m. Please join in time. On behalf of the organizing team, I thank today's resource person, Professor Umapad K. Pal, sir, and Professor P.S. Hiremat, sir, for wonderful sessions. And I thank all the audience on behalf of the organizing team for your participation. Thank you, one and all. See you tomorrow. Have a great day.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.